Minutes past 9 on the Kiwi this morning.
You're listening to the Radio Wammo Breakfast, only on Kiwi.
And joining us now from bwaggy.com, bwaggy.com, and twitter.com/bwaggy, it is Ben Young. The best ideas are free. Good morning to you, Ben.
Good morning.
Once again, the best ideas are free, and a new idea that's just sprung up this morning that is completely new to me. I didn't even know that they were doing it. The Herald have put a shopping element to their new pages.
Just live in the last couple of hours. I had no idea. I was prepared to talk about something else this morning, but this popped up, and we definitely have to give it a mention. So if you head along to shopping.nzherald.co.nz, they now have a new shopping website,
right?
And have a few deals on there with 24-hour deals.
Now you're a blogger on the Herald website. Did you know that this was coming up?
No. As a blogger, I have the same relationship as a writer, so they don't involve the writers with business decisions.
Right.
So I had no idea this was coming up. But it should be said that, yes, I do blog on the Herald every week.
Okay, yeah. Now, why the Herald getting into the business of shopping, do you think?
I think it's a result of a competitive ad market, because when you have a whole lot of views coming in each and every day, and New Zealand Herald is one of the most visited websites in New Zealand on a daily basis, you need to monetize each and every one of those views as much as you can, and especially in the media market, where ad revenues are getting squeezed offline and distribution numbers have been quite volatile in recent years. They need to make sure that the online channels are earning as much money as they can.
Right.
So the traditional way of doing that has been, okay, let's put some advertising on there. And in turn, that opens up an opportunity for external companies to advertise their products and then make some profit once someone clicks through and buys their product. So what the Herald has done here is they've just vertically integrated their model. They've said, well, instead of sending a whole lot of traffic away, or what I kind of suspect is not enough Kiwis are advertising online, what we're going to do is we're going to open up an online shop, then we can send some of that advertising inventory there and then make a larger margin on our advertising.
Okay. We've seen this kind of done before. Telecom with ferret.co.nz, which closed earlier on this year.
Yeah, Ferret, I think, was quite different. Ferret suffered from an identity problem. Was it a product search engine? Was it a Trade Me? Or was it simply an online catalogue? So, whilst you might think they're similar, I think they're distinctly different. What the Herald are doing here is they're offering a shopping outlet, and because they have so much attention, they can pull consumers into that shopping outlet and then, increase sales for whoever their back-end suppliers are.
Okay. What's your initial impressions of it at the moment? I mean, do you think it's...
I think it's a very bold move in New Zealand. I think there will be a bit of backlash from consumers. But
really? Who? Why?
Readers that might complain that the Herald is suddenly selling toys, or because they've got toys, they've got wine, they've got TVs. That can be seen as almost a little bit of profiteering. But
they're not really selling it, are they, themselves?
No.
They're just, I mean, they're a site that that businesses can put their goods, sell their goods through, right?
I think they own the back end, but I would guess that what they've done is they've approached an existing company in New Zealand and said, look, we need a mechanism to sell products and we need a backfill of products.
Okay.
And so I'm guessing they've lined that up. I see this as a big picture play. Like, it might not make sense to everyday consumers now, but 5-10 years from now it's going to make a heck of a lot more sense. What this enables the Herald to do is talk to their offline advertisers and say, look, this is what we're achieving online. We have real results. We have real margins. This is what you could be achieving with your business.
I can't imagine that the costs of doing this will be that high, really, is it?
No. From a attention point of view, they've already got inventory there. Online, every day you're going to get a set amount of visitors. If you can't fill that space with active advertising, you use a backfill, and you don't make any money from a backfill. So if they can put, say, the advertising where they have a gap to their shopping site, they're actually going to be much more profitable because of that.
Yeah.
One argument is the more revenue that they can make online, that means more money they can pour back into it and increase the investment.
Yeah.
So from a consumer's point of view, it's a win in that there'll be greater investment in identifying new stories, deeper investigation, and creating a much more stable revenue base for the Herald.
Yeah. It does seem to make sense, though, that when you think about the traditional way a newspaper is gets its income is from subscriptions or from the advertising itself, right? So this is just making that advertising and bringing it to the digital world and making it make more sense.
Yeah.
And that you can say if Pacific Blue want to advertise their fares, you can purchase those fares perhaps through the NZ Herald website, just as an example.
Also, it adds a lot more targeting. If you know certain products work in certain industries,
right?
For example, financial products under the business section, you can then target those ads to that, and then using that information, you can then provide that to the market so that they can do the same.
Okay.
So, in effect, it's almost opening up the New Zealand Herald with them being able to say, this is what we can do, you could be doing this too.
Yeah. All right, now on to something completely different. World Development Aid. What got you thinking about this?
Well, I was watching TV3 last night, and they had a story about New Zealand Aid, nzaid.org.nz, I believe.
Yep.
They've been providing microfinance loans through East Timor, and one of the points that they highlighted that in the last 10 years, over $9 billion of aid has gone into East Timor, but due to all the fees and commissions taken out by consultants, advisors, all these middlemen, only $1 in $10 has actually got to people on the ground.
Okay.
So if you can imagine all the aid that New Zealand has put forward, taxpayers' money that has been put forward to go into East Timor and other countries, does it not annoy you that only 10% is getting to the right people? The rest is being taken out by consultants, advisors, who aren't really helping the situation. I understand that there is a cost to giving money to other people, but 90%?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
High. Yeah.
And what the article was focusing on was microfinance. And with microfinance, I have discussed it before, you provide a small loan to a local entrepreneur.
We've talked about a website before, haven't we?
Yeah.
What was that website?
Kiwi.org.
Yep.
And so what you can do is you can provide funds for local entrepreneurs to invest in their own little business and help grow it. And the benefit of this is, especially through Kiwi, if you give an entrepreneur $100, they get $100. And you get $100 back. Now, the microfinance institution, they do charge interest on that, but that's self-regulating. If people aren't making money, they can't pay the interest, so the interest rate's going to go up or down. So if you provide $1 million of microfinance to a country, you're giving it to local entrepreneurs who know their local communities best. They're investing directly into their community because they can use that money to grow whatever they do immediately, and there's no consultants in the way.
From what I understand, so the national government has been making changes to NZ Aid probably since those figures became apparent. They're coming under a bit of criticism for this because they're going to be using this money now as more of an instrument of foreign policy in the Pacific, as opposed to it's traditionally been NZ Aid has been independent of foreign policy. So it's going to be interesting to see how that money is now used.
Yeah, I don't like that kind of association. That kind of signals use of consultants to keep the money going in the right places for political reasons again. I would like to see greater diverting of funds through microfinance to let people know, or to let people on the ground use the money to the best of their ability.
But what you're talking about comes down to individual kind of
so it's all about supporting the small guy. In any place, there's hundreds of villages, there's entrepreneurs everywhere, and especially during a disaster, there are a whole group of people that are up and go trying to create some change. And the biggest barrier is having some funds to get things going, especially when you're from a developing country. So providing funds to, say, 1,000 little entrepreneurs creates tremendous change. One entrepreneur I supported in Bolivia, I think she loaned about $250.
Was that the bakery?
Yeah.
How's the bakery doing?
Still going well, apparently.
Yeah.
But from that, she was earning $8 profit a day. It's just tremendous. We can't get those kind of returns in the New Zealand market, but in a
you get
developing
inefficiencies, don't you? Once you scale it up.
Yeah, but when you're looking at small one-man bands, you can get those kind of returns.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, Ben, thanks so much for those ideas this morning. People can go and find out more and hit you up at bwaggy.com, bwaggy.com, and twitter.com/bwaggy. Catch you next time.